Hello, I'm Jenny Grosslight with Keysight Technologies, here today to demonstrate the new U4154B logic analysis system on a DDR4 DIMM system operating live over 3 gigabits per second. Let's start by describing the components of the system. First, we have the DIMM interposer, the FS2510, installed into the DDR4 device under test. The interposer plugs into the DIMM socket, then the DIMM plugs into the socket on the top of the interposer. The FS2510 interposer has direct connect cables that, using the FS1070 conversion kit, fan out to feed 3 U4154B logic analyzer modules. The modules reside in the M9505A chassis, and the host of this system is an embedded controller in the bottom slot of the chassis. The display is the logic analysis software. We'll start by showing a timing zoom waveform where the valid command with rising edge of the clock on chip select low for the read. Then we've got markers set up for counting the sample numbers to show the total read latency of 18 before we see the burst starting at M2. Here we've got all of the byte lanes with their associated strobe on top of each, where we can see the flyby routing of the unregistered DIMM that is under test. As we float in with our pointer, we can see that the data was an AE for the rising edge and the first falling edge, a B6. This is confirming the accuracy of the rising and falling edge captures for the state trace. Now let's look at how we get accurate capture. Accurate capture of the highest DDR4 data rates begins using the Keysight software tools, which include burst scan or signal trace mode scans of the DDR signals. Here we see the strobe for byte lane 0 going down for its preamble and each edge of the burst, which will sample data. The read strobe edges are straddling the byte lane. This label is the composite of each of the signals in the byte lane. Looking at the individual signals in the byte lane, we see all 8 samples in the burst. We will first set our sample position in the first sample in the burst, and the tools actually do this for us. Now, this view allows us the unique bus-level signal integrity insight to see the relative eye size of signals to each other for qualitative insight. In addition to the insight that you achieve through the waveform views and the DDR iScan views, you also have the listing view where the decoder provides the signal flow for you to follow through, decoded for you with the commands, and when it's a read or a write, the row address, column address, and the data burst all brought into one location for you at the command so that you can view them easily. Follow the flow. Gain insight into your DDR4 system using the U4154B logic analysis system.